All right. Hello, everyone, and happy Saturday. Um, I'm actually not going to be doing a Sunday homily upload this week because for Epiphany Sunday, just because the timing worked out the best now, we're going to have an anointing of the sick mass, which means I'm going to kind of ad lib it to keep the time down because the anointing will take more time than usual. But one thing I am going to do is I'm going to share a little story from Heavenly Hosts, Eucharistic Miracles for Kids. I got this book in the first place because I have a rather thick book of Eucharistic miracles for adults, so I wanted to contrast and compare. And there's a story in here that involves the Eucharist and the anointing of the sick, so that works. But given the fact that I'm not going to upload this coming homily on YouTube, there's something in this book I wanted to share, and it fits in for apologetics. And the introduction of this book said something that I need to hear. So I'm offering this little piece of insight in case you see things relatively the way I do. See, one of my uh, one of my weak spots is that sometimes I try too hard to explain religion and faith and what we believe in as rational and logical of a way as possible. And while I don't have any regrets about that in general, uh, you can go so far on arguing in that way that you forget about faith. And that's something I need to perpetually keep in mind, that logic and reason will only get you so far. We do need to pair that with faith. And faith, as I've said in other videos, other homilies, faith is synonymous with trust. When we say that we have faith in God, we have trust in God. If you don't have trust, no amount of evidence or logic or reason, it's all going to fall flat if you don't have a willingness to put your trust in God in the first place. And this was very recently in my head. I was watching some YouTube streams because that's kind of what I enjoy watching in my downtime. And I'll spare you the context, but basically, one of the people I was listening to, the video they were critiquing said, like, no, people wouldn't do this thing because there's no evidence of it. And people will not exert this much energy, this much effort, searching for something with absolutely no evidence. And the person I was listening to responded to that comment with, people won't exert effort for things with no evidence? Have you ever heard of every religion ever? And he made that in a condescending way, I'm sure. It certainly sounded condescending. But at the same time, I can't say I disagree with his statement that, yeah, huge part of religion is committing to something with discipline and in piety and devotion, um, with an element of faith, of trust in something bigger than yourself, something that you can't necessarily explain completely. As human beings, it is very common for us to desire, if you will, having all the answers. We want all of our answers um, responded in a way that is completely satisfactory. That is a perpetual desire that we all share. But as you well know, that's not always achievable. Even if we're not talking about things like faith and God and the meaning of life, there are lots of things in the world where, I'm sorry, you're not going to get the full answer, and you need to have an element of trust in someone or something, depending on the topic. Anywho, what I wanted to offer you today. In the in the introduction to this book, Heavenly Hosts. I'll read it to you directly. Our Catholic faith teaches us that at the moment of consecration, Jesus is present under the appearances of bread and wine. He is there, body and blood, soul and divinity. He becomes our spiritual food. The real presence of Jesus in the Eucharist is a mystery of God's love. Eucharistic miracles do not prove this great mystery. They strengthen our faith. We believe in our hearts. Jesus loves us and wants to be near us. That is why he comes to us at Mass. He looks different, not like that picture of him on a holy card. He is hidden under a veil of bread and wine. Sometimes God lifts that veil. Sometimes Jesus shows us that the bread is his flesh and the wine is his blood. That's the sort of thing I need to read every once in a while. Because I'm the snarky guy when someone says, Jesus Christ, there's no evidence of that. I'm the guy that'll snarkily respond, oh yeah, except for all of the evidence. This book reminded me that, there are Eucharistic miracles. You can absolutely go to certain places in Italy, and I think Belgium would be my two first choices. You can go and you can see hosts and droplets of precious blood. Eucharistic miracles where physical evidence does remain. You can see it. They have been studied. They have been preserved. Not every single Eucharistic miracle, but a few of them, we still have physical evidence. You can go and you can see it with your own eyes, provided, of course, you can afford the plane ticket in the first place. This book reminds us that sort of thing. It doesn't prove that God is out there. It doesn't prove that Jesus Christ is who he says he is, because at the end of the day, we are still walking not by sight, but by faith. We need that element of trust. Because if you don't have any interest in any of this, these Eucharistic miracles are not going to help you. You will find a way to rationalize them away. Human beings, we have that power one way or the other. But God lifts the veil every once in a while, and he gives us these Eucharistic miracles throughout history as a means for us to strengthen our sense of faith and our confidence that our religious devotion does in fact have a purpose and is a part of our lives for a reason. As an individual that gets a little too preoccupied with rationality, logic, and evidence, that's a good thing to remember. At the end of the day, God does ask us to trust in him. But it's a faith seeking understanding. Desiring reason, desiring understanding, and knowledge that is wise, that is worthwhile. But it must always be paired with faith, with trust. So that's my message for you today. And if you have a few, I think maybe $10 to spare, ish. Heavenly Hosts, Eucharistic Miracles for Kids. It is definitely a worthwhile read. God bless you all, and have a happy remainder of January.